Hello. Today I thought I would make a video about the value of music in society. Um, so I am a musician, and I often find myself wondering what it is that I'm doing with my vocation, what it is that it is capable of doing. That would be a clear answer to that would be a clear answer to many a great mystery. Because what is it about music that transports us emotionally and spiritually and physically with dancing and what's the other one? Socially. It brings us together, I think. And so rather than give a lecture on what is, I'm going to give a lecture on what I think. As silly as that sounds, because that seems to be the most musical way that I can speak. And I want to speak as musically as I can think. We have all of our genres of music, from country to blues to bluegrass to a few more contemporary ones that I don't want to name, and we have our Baroque, our Greek, our Italian, and our French, our Japanese styles of music, and the different subcultures between. Soul, funk, and folk music. Have any or all of them achieved what we set out as human beings to achieve with music, or is it not that we set out at all, and that from its birth it was a celebration of the moment, as simple as but also stories that we've immortalized consciously and unconsciously. Now, as a songwriter, as a good songwriter, somebody who well, I forgot my original question, but let's say, Is a good songwriter someone who seeks to immortalize themselves or the truth? Or maybe they don't have to be mutually exclusive. It doesn't matter. I think I just want to speak my thoughts as clearly as I can in a way that also follows the music and what the music can do. Because recently I was at a lecture at St. John's College that talked about Gertrude Stein's Tender Buttons, which is a book of poetry which was inspired by Picasso in his Cubist period. And Picasso had painted a portrait of Gertrude Stein. And something about the way that he saw and therefore thought inspired her to write several things, I think, but especially a very strange book called Tender Buttons, which is not too long of a book. Some chapters are 3 words or so. But the way that this book of poetry is structured is that it's not structured very much like we usually see things structured, let's say. And it is much more natural and strange if you see it that way, because some sentences, such as all of them, don't make sense at all. And in fact, the entire book doesn't really make sense. But I think that when you read it, you make your own kind of sense. It's a kind of dance, an avant-garde dance. And through this, we see the effect that language has beyond just what we've normally described it using its own language. Instead, what we have is a use of language which does not complete itself the way we normally intend it to. So we see all the other possibilities of thought and therefore maybe even action. Tender Buttons for me was a gateway to maybe create art that further instantiates this idea, which I think I'd already come across in my life in some way. The idea that a disjointed thing can have a wholeness. And what Gertrude Stein does with this poem is that she betters our understanding of language and what it is and how it performs in a way that the impact of what she wrote will, I think, always have more impact than the impact of her name. Unless someday human beings are very wise and we see the ripples that people made through time, and we see how much their hearts acted upon the world. And now I'm gonna try to sing a song that I've tried singing a few times in the last week, especially, and I struggled to make it through the end. But I find it's a beautiful song because the words have a life of their own, and they do something to the singer and the player and the listener in the room, and it did something for sure to the songwriter, who was Robert Hunter, who wrote it in Golden Gate Park, and wrote it's a suite of songs and called the Terrapin Suite, the Terrapin Station medley. And he wrote the primary parts to this suite in one sitting in Golden Gate Park, and the rest he completed later to add to the story. And the story begins with an ode to the muses, as do epic poems in the classical Greek style. They often begin with an ode to the muse or to the muses. And so Robert must have been in an electrified mood that day. And he wrote these words, I think, to show something about what a song can do. The way that Gertrude does with language, and the way that Bach might have done instrumentally with his fugues and preludes, or preludes and fugues. And then the music was written by Jerry Garcia, and the rest of the band, the Grateful Dead, chiming in. Let my inspiration flow in token line, suggesting rhythm that will not forsake me till my tale is told. While the firelight's aglow, strange shadows from the flames will grow, till things we've never seen seem familiar. Shadows of a sailor forming, winds both foul and fair all sworn. Down in Carlisle he loved a lady many years ago. Here beside him stands a man, a soldier by the looks of him. He came through many fights, but lost in love. While the storyteller speaks, a door within the fire creaks, and suddenly flies open, and a girl is standing there. Eyes of light with glowing hair, oh, fancy paints as fair. She takes her fan and throws it in the lion's den. Which of you will to gain me tell, will risk uncertain pains of hell? I will not forgive you if you will not take the chance. The sailor gave at least a try, the soldier being much too wise. His strategy was his strength and not disaster. Sailor coming back again, the lady fairly leapt at him. That's how it stands today. You decide if he was wise. The storyteller makes no choice. Soon you will not hear his voice. His job is to shed light, but not to master. Excuse me. Since the end is never told, we pay the teller off in gold in hopes he will come back, but he cannot be bought or sold. I can't figure out wait, that's the end. Hold on. Inspiration move me brightly, light the song with sense and color, hold away despair. More than this I will not ask. Sorry. Faced with mysteries dark and vast, statements just seem vain at last. Some rise, Some fall, some climb to get to Terrapin, counting stars by candlelight, all are dim but one this bright. Spiral light of Venus rising first and shining best. Oh, from the northwest corner of a brand new crescent moon, while crickets and cicadas sing a rare and different tune, Terrapin Station. In the shadows of the moon, Terrapin Station, and I know we'll be there soon. Terrapin, I can't figure out if it's the end or beginning, but the train's put his brakes on, and the whistle is screaming Terrapin. Now that was, I think, only 2 or 3 of the parts of the original 3 or 4. And that song is, when you hear it live, because I didn't really do it justice there, but when you hear it live, it is something that one's soul could well, you know, for lack of better, like to for one to have catharsis. It's a song for one to expel themselves from their own demise spiritually, and therefore emotionally and socially and physically. I mean, it's all connected. So when we transcend our spiritual demise, our lives tend to fall in order, and that brings us happiness through many definitions of happiness, through Eastern and Western and ancient and modern definitions of happiness. We find ourselves in the state of when we catharsate. I was trying to think of what the verb of the active whatever grammatical bullshit. Excuse my German there, anyways, I think that's the meaning of music. And remember, I think I said at the beginning that this lecture is a lecture on what I think, and that's what I think. I think that music is meaningful because of its ability to bring a great amount of happiness through the spiritual catharsis that it's capable of when songs are written in a way that honors something deeper than just oneself. to elucidate that literally Robert Hunter was writing an ode to the muses in a sense, which is an ancient practice that that means that the writer is understands the gravity of the quest that they are setting themselves out on. That an example of a piece of literature, well, two pieces of literature. I was going to say the Odyssey is one example that begins with an ode to the muses, but I think also the Iliad as well, which in the Greek mind means that this writer is about to do some serious shaisa. They are going knee deep in what they really believe in and what they understand and what they're capable of. And I think that the Terrapin Station song was perfect for that because it's a song which describes the inspiration of a song. That's lit up with inspiration, like a bolt of lightning. So it's almost like an object that, in a way, it is an object that was manufactured, artificed by a man, inspired by something beyond what a man is, but being one with it and having honor for it. The man artifices, creates something which is like, I don't like the phrase lightning in a bottle. It's like, but it is like that. It's something imbued with a sort of magical spirit, for lack of better words. It's something that was created with great love and care and attention and focus and passion and an eye for beauty and deeper, especially deeper things, all the way down to mysterious things, which the songwriter is hinting towards, but not, but I guess not answering or not allowing the mysterious to be where it is, and allowing redemption and beauty and catharsis to be where they are. And especially the section that I didn't play there from the original writing period is one I should have included if I had remembered all of it, because it's the one about, and I couldn't remember where in the song it went, and I don't even know if I truly played the song in the right order. But besides that, the at-a-siding part is a very dark, foreboding, mysterious segment of that song. And it comes kind of in the middle there, and I think it's wonderful for a band to allow the mysterious to be a component of its sort of lyrical, spiritual, cultural cosmos. That when two deadheads see each other at a concert, they know that each of them are both experiencing not just what appears, but something that is so profound and so mysterious and so deep that when they look at each other, they know that they can never fully explain what it is what universes they are encountering each other from. But there's a humor in knowing that everyone's, everyone who's sort of who's been there before is as I want to use the right word, that they're, I want to say as far out, but there's some negative connotations to that, but everyone is on a mission, a journey, expelling themselves into the sort of aether of experience, and they're meeting each other on that journey. And the music is the commonality, the link between those journeys, and maybe the bass line and the drum rhythm and the dancing and the colors that people are wearing and stuff ties it all together. But yeah, the relationship between spirituality and music really come into play when there's a musical culture that allows mystery to be a part of what it's representing, because that means that everybody can have their own spirituality, and everyone's reality can be the truth, and in that mysterious space is what allows all of those metaphysical realities to interplay and to exist amongst each other. So, I mean, this is way out there. This is far out now, but in a way, the music, which has a lyrical content and a musical content, which allows, and I didn't talk about the musical side of it, but the music, it goes off into improvisational bits that can be beautiful Baroque escapades, or they can be something more like Tender Buttons in style. But anyways, so the lyrics and the musicality, as well as the people dancing and what they think and experience and know, and what they sort of add to the pot that's brewing, through all of that, there is a space which is like a metaphysical substrate, meaning that it is a substrate that's composed of several metaphysical realities, and existing as stories and emotions and memories and visions and just form and I think did I say ideas? And yeah, communication, smiles and laughters and all that. So to me that means that music as a source of meaningful, or music and meaningfulness, where the two have the highest correlation, seems to be when this type of experience can take place, which is founded on perhaps catharsis, or perhaps that's not necessary, but it's founded on having music which understands life and the basic things about life, love, and adventure and all of that, and also knows about leaving space for what is bigger than life. Whether it be the Eightfold Path, or a vision by a campfire in the woods, in a way, if songs can be written where they reach into the mundane, but they're written from that campfire on that night of visions, those types of songs, um, they those are those magical artifices that that put the lightning in the bottle, that put the spirituality um, in a sort of state of permanence, especially now that we have so many methods of archiving that many things will be, you know, in a way forever archived, you know, more so than having one or two documents of something or a cultural knowledge. But now we can create things that put love and beauty and truth and you know, pathways, things that allow us to be free and happy and laughing and just whatever is highest or greatest or most, you know, divine or playful of our spirits. We can put these sort of remedies and these um, uh, these well, okay, they're like magic storybooks that when you read them, they come to life. And that can be achieved in a novel or in a song or in a play or in a painting, right? A sculpture, a poem, or maybe just in, maybe we say something to somebody um, and we change each other that way. But uh, but I guess things that remain are, well, I think they're beautiful, and it's funny because that sort of disagrees with a very commonly referenced point of view from the Grateful Dead, which is in a film or two about that there was some artist who made some tower that was supposed to last forever. I can't remember the story, but they basically decided that they didn't want to build some big ugly thing that stuck around forever. And so they wanted, you know, I guess conversely to say like fuck it and just let everything be as impermanent as it needed to be. In a way, I'm saying a little bit of a, after having ingested so much of what those guys created, I um, uh, I I think that to create things that are immortally beautiful is in fact, according to, you know, some Greek philosophers and, you know, like Plato and Socrates um, and according to my own perspective and what I think, that creating things that have this sort of immortal beauty to them, whether it's architecture as well, um, just whatever we can add to culture that makes it so that it is more beautiful and or such that it is more free and full and provides with us whatever that catharsis of music provides with us, um, then that's better, and that's in so many spiritualities, and from my understanding, is the sort of ultimate reality. And I think I am a musician, and I talk about music because I think that music is, because of its changing nature and it requiring one to be sort of free and loose, almost like a surfer at sometimes, or a meditator or something, that in that sense, and so there's a sort of flow state, and that implies gracefulness and implies beauty and implies something peaceful in a way as well. I think that music is one of the best vehicles to happiness and peace I think that is also what music sort of means, or I think that maybe is what meaning is. Meaning is a feeling or something that relates to us getting closer to what we truly desire as human beings. And I think what we truly desire as human beings is a world that is peaceful but free and exciting, but also serene, and you know, where there's places with atmosphere and fun and playfulness, and there's also places of rest and beauty and awe, and for some devotion, and right, there's places where people can just bask in the beauty and give thanks to it and add to it, or people are free to study without the grips of the structures that study has become entangled by, with all of the accolades and the requisites and all of that. I don't think it's necessary for people to become well educated. Say if learning was a bit more like music, was a bit more like exploration and feeling one's own way, and thinking for one's own self is kind of like one developing their own approach to music, which I think every great musician, if I can say, has developed their own approach to music. But we don't really teach people to develop their own approach to thinking. And if we could take a leaf from music and apply it to our thinking, then I think, we could think more meaningful thoughts, and we could do more meaningful things, and we could live in a more meaningful world, which ultimately means that we live in a happier and more peaceful place. And that was a lot. But yeah, I want to leave with one more song. Yeah. Walk me out in the morning dew, my honey. Walk me out in the morning dew today. I can't walk you out in the morning dew, my honey. I can't walk you out in the morning dew today. I thought I heard a young man moan this morning. I thought I heard a young man moan today. honey. You did not hear no young man moan today. I thought I heard a baby cry this morning. I thought I heard a baby cry today. You did not hear no baby cry, my honey. You did not hear no baby cry today. Where have all the people gone, my honey? Where have all the people gone today? There ain't no need for you to be worrying about all those people. You never see those people anyway. me out in the morning dew, my honey. Walk me out in the morning dew today. I can walk you out in the morning dew, my honey. I guess it doesn't matter anyway. 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 I guess it does not matter anyway.